Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. This is going to be a discussion on the Libra new moon, which is going to be Sunday, the 25th. And the Libra new moon will be in the natal chart of each individual of the seventh house, but even from there, it transits during your birth, which is where you progress in life. So the new moon is going to be um, aspecting a house that is going to be your seventh house in your natal chart. But whatever your sign is, you'll count over from your sun sign, as in Gemini, you'll count over to the seventh house, which will be where that new moon, will be influencing you and your creativity, as in creative abilities, Leo, like Leo energy. So here I'm going to give you the information also that pertains to what you're going to do or what you can do during a new moon cycle, because we're coming out of a waning crescent moon, which means that people may have been feeling like cleaning up, and you'll generally clean up or feel to clean during the waning crescent moon if you are following the moon energy, or even a part of the energy if you're syncopated painted with the moon energy. I guess you can hear Mercury coming through. However, that waning moon is taking us into, it's a waning crescent moon, and you can look it up as well. It's taking us into the Libra full moon. um, and as it does that, what's happening is the Libra new moon will, illuminate emphasis on the adjustments that we need to make within ourselves and our partnerships, friends, family, and people that we collaborate with. It could be in workspaces, when we go out into the community, group settings, how we are meeting and connecting with others. So our expectations for people, and also the expectations that we have working, or being in relationship with people, if it's in a marriage as well. The Libra energy itself, when it's in a purest form, it actually is looking at balance. That means that there's a yin and yang effect. That means that this moon can bring healing to partnerships and relationships, because there'll be a balance between the male energy and the female energy in an individual. And in an individual, what that energy can do is bring you into alignment with your life where you have been off balance. Yes, because the reasons why we have inharmony or discord in our lives is because that area is imbalanced. So, you become frustrated, you become worried, people are depressed because there's an imbalance. So, there is a need to go to the core of your heart. The heart is our center. And in the center of who we are, there's a need to address things that have been sitting there that hadn't been coming up. And so this is where our expectation in people, our expectation in ourselves may not be conducive to what we are actually called to do, for instance. But as we bring the expectations into alignment, um, they're bringing a new perspective, a change in perspective of who, how, and what it really can be from a spiritual perspective. Some people might listen and they might say, well, I'm an agnostic. Well, at least you believe in something. But however, you can realign it to adjust with goals that you have set and what you've been planting, if you've been planting anything. And if you haven't been planting anything spiritually, with the moon cycles, you might want to begin to look at that and learn, because it can bring your life into alignment with your higher purpose, your purpose, fulfilling life and fulfilling yourself, right? So Libra itself is a love energy, and it's not just about the earthly love, it's about unconditional love. So if I looked at expectations in people or in myself, I would look at how can I begin to challenge myself or look at more unconditional love, because unconditional means that I don't expect anything from you. And that's hard for us in life, in society. So this new moon is going to be asking us, how do I release people from my expectations? Because what we don't understand in most cases, we don't understand is that we didn't grow up in the same households. Therefore, we take our thoughts, expectations from the houses and people we grew up with into our workplace, into our relationships, into our groups, into our social atmosphere, and we find ourselves becoming lost in who we are, or not even knowing who we are. We can go to foreign countries and find that we don't socialize the same, you know and that is true. Before you go to a foreign country, you need to know the country and the way that it functions, its social habits, its living accommodations, um, and even sometimes the way that they speak, in order for there to be harmonious interaction. Because if you don't, we can go to foreign places and offend them. And what happens with Libran energy in that aspect is, a Libra in its pure form can socialize with anyone because it's a social energy. um, it being a social energy in all people, even if you're not a Libra, means that sometimes you have to find out that ability, or seek that ability within yourself. You have to learn how to socialize without expectation, have no fear when you socialize, not worry that people are going to um, make fun of you, things that people have worried about. Come into your unconditional love, and as you come into your unconditional love, what happens is that others will begin to come into unconditional love. A lot of times when I am working with individual sessions, what I find is people are wondering, when are they going to do it for me? But as I taught in a class this morning, or our prayer session, faith is not something that is tangible. It's something that we're manifesting. Faith is something that we're manifesting. So unconditional love is going to go out from us before we receive it. Everything that we do is going to go out to others. And that's how we bring balance and harmony in the world. We are love. We are peace. We are joy. We are conduits of a vast universe that cannot be understood. All right. So this is what we are looking at. A lot of examples for um, the Libra new moon, but it's new. So you're planting new. What do you want to manifest? What is it that you want to change about yourself? What is it that you want to change about your outer conditions? Because whatever you change inside of you or work towards, which is personal development, self development, healing, um, accountability to become even more conscious, to break the loop of unawareness. All of this will bring you into a life that you find empowering you. And that's what you can find in this Libra new moon, because of the unconditional love that you can touch, and that it is unmeasurable love. It's not limiting love that says that, well, I love working at this place, but I don't get everything that I want. And then I begin to take the place apart because of what it does not give me. That's not unconditional. Unconditional is acceptance that it is what it is. And so there's something that actually fits me. Unconditional is that If me and my husband or my wife are not getting along, we can learn how to get along without the conditions and just love each other. What is the condition that you need? Why are you conditioned? By the way, society has conditioned us. It goes deep because here we have nonconformity and conformity. Libra speaks for freedom. And so nonconformity can be where I don't want to be a part of everything that the system is giving that is hurting people. I want to be a part of the system where it is healing people. Here over in Revelations, I call it great justice. It says faithful and true, but I call him great justice. And it says 1911, I saw, John is saying this, I saw heaven standing open, and there before me was a white horse whose rider is called faithful and true. With justice he judges and wages war. So there's an alignment within us where justice wants to bring the, not just it's not a judgment, but I must judge that I am not taking the right actions with situations in order for me to manifest anything better outside of me. You see, that's an example. Or I stay in conflict excuse me, with myself, which is waging war. Oftentimes when we read something like this, we're looking at outer circumstances, and that judgment is coming um on others, and there's a war that is coming. With justice he judges and wages war. We have to think about the fact that we have the ability to judge our own actions, or we will be in conflict with ourselves. And so that Libra energy in its fullest and purest form within the heart center begins to beckon us and says, this is the time that you can plant the new within yourself. What you don't like about yourself, you can begin to look and plant good seeds into. I love myself. I love myself. You know, I have faith that I'm going to have a life that is wonderful. And then you can also look at it, take root, and begin to manifest. It's not a one day work, it's continuous. Take 30 days to affirm yourself. If you feel like you're going through confidence issues or, lack, or if you don't love yourself, and lack is not just attached to money, it's attached to what I think I don't have. You have everything that you need when you open up and you see that God is your source. The universe is your source. How could you be without anything? You breathe, right? So here's the Libra new moon um, information. You guys like, share, and subscribe, and let me know what you think. Blessings. Bye bye.